When Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, European natural gas prices jumped nearly 800% above their 5-year average. But the real shock wasn't just in Europe. It was in your local supermarket, where bread prices in countries as far away as Egypt and Indonesia rose by double digits within months. War creates economic shockwaves that ripple through the global financial system in ways that directly impact your cost of living, often through mechanisms that aren't immediately obvious. The connection between conflict and your wallet runs deeper than headlines about oil prices or stock market swings. Let's trace how military conflicts transform into price pressures in your daily life. The first and most direct channel is energy. When Russia's invasion disrupted natural gas flows to Europe, it triggered a cascade of effects. European factories switched to oil, driving up global oil demand. Middle Eastern oil producers diverted gas shipments to Europe at premium prices, affecting Asian energy markets. This energy shock then feeds into transportation costs. According to industry data, shipping container rates from Asia to Europe increased by roughly 40% in the months following the invasion. Higher fuel costs meant higher freight costs, which meant higher prices for virtually everything that moves around the world, from coffee beans to microchips. But the war inflation link goes beyond energy and transport. Ukraine and Russia together typically account for about 30% of global wheat exports. The conflict's disruption to Black Sea shipping routes sent grain prices soaring, affecting everything from bread to animal feed. When feed costs rise, so do meat prices. This agricultural inflation then spreads through the food chain, from restaurants to packaged goods. We've seen this pattern before. During the 1973 oil embargo, energy prices quadrupled, triggering years of high inflation across the Western world. The 1990 Gulf War led to a spike in oil prices that contributed to the early 1990s recession. But today's global supply chains mean that regional conflicts create faster and more complex ripple effects than in previous decades. For your personal finances, this means several things. First, conflict-driven inflation tends to be more persistent than other types because it disrupts both supply, through sanctions and physical disruption, and demand, through uncertainty and precautionary spending. Second, central banks often struggle to address this kind of inflation through interest rates alone, since the root cause isn't excess demand, but supply disruption. What can you do to protect your finances from war's economic fallout? History suggests a few practical approaches. First, consider your exposure to commodities, not just through direct investments, but through your consumption patterns. Can you reduce your dependence on energy-intensive goods or services? Second, examine your portfolio's geographic diversification. Different regions react differently to conflicts. While Europe struggled with energy costs after Ukraine's invasion, Latin American commodity exporters saw their currencies strengthen. The connection between distant conflicts and your household budget will likely grow stronger in coming years, as supply chains remain vulnerable to geopolitical shocks. Understanding these links isn't just about protecting your wealth. It's about recognizing how the global economy transmits both risk and opportunity to your doorstep. The patterns and relationships discussed here are based on historical data and observed market behavior. While this analysis can help inform your financial decisions, remember that every situation is unique. For specific investment or financial planning decisions, always consult with qualified financial professionals who understand your personal circumstances. That's Moneywise Daily. If this helped you understand how the world connects to your wallet, follow the channel. We cover a new global event every week.